We begin in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. I wonder what wonder wonders. I wonder what wonder. We only can wonder, but we don't know that the wonder we wonder equally wonder itself. That is the mystery of God. The world was full of darkness, deep darkness. Imagine in your hearts the darkness you know as night. That is how permanently the earth was. But immediately the Holy Spirit, the Son, and the Father in one visited the platform called earth. The shadow of the Holy Spirit could be dictated by the oceans, by the waters on the earth. And that water stood as a witness of shadows. That was the first time in their existence experiencing what called what? Shadow. Shadow cannot be dictated when there is darkness. There is always a shadow. Or how will you know there is a shadow if there is no light? If the sun is at its peak, come outside, you will see yourself. You might be shorter, you might be longer. Or in the evening when you come out and walk, you see a shadow walking before you. You cannot walk faster or ahead of a shadow. The shadow make a step or even two steps before you as a being make a step. The shadow is the mimic of man. A typical and identical mimic of man. So now the Holy Spirit visited the earth that is full of darkness, and the earth itself could acknowledge and took note of the Holy Spirit by the reason of his light. When you hear spirit, spirit means light. He is the only being in the whole world walking upon the waters, moving upon the waters, and the water to take the pictures of lights. That we are seeing light in an image. That is the only light that could be seen. The light was all over him. He is light, the complete and the brimness of light. And through that, his passion was stirred up to subdue and to suppress the accuser. By that reason, he began to create in the presence of light. You cannot give what you don't have. Him himself is a light. That is why he said, let there be light, and there was light. And with that light, which is a lamp of creation, which is the lamp of the body, which is a lamp of direction, he begins to create everything according to his thoughts. This God we are talking about, it is a God that was not created. And bear in mind that we are the likeness of him. Just like you see movies, you know about in Edo, you know about celebrities that act movies. Before they begin to act a movie, there is a producer, there is a writer. Now, one person, one supreme being is the producer, is the writer, is the director, it is the one that has processed everything. But we are the actors and actresses of God on the platform called Earth. He has programmed everything before he even visited. Just like you program your next 20 years, what you are going to be. He has programmed the billions of years that is going to come. He has programmed it and put it in writing and make a history out of it. And when he did that, when it was time to birth that thing he has written for years, he visited and began to give that which he had written life. By the help and by the function and by the spirit of the Holy Spirit. For the Holy Spirit is the motion of the two of the Trinity. When he begins to create everything, he created through what? Through lights. And now by his creation, he made us in his own image. God himself is light. He does not need day nor night to tap current because him himself is the current. But we ourselves needed a current to sustain us as a man. And that current is the light. He said, let there be light. So even in darkness, there is a platform, there is an environment, there is an atmosphere called light he installed before he began to group a thing called day. And in that day, he equally carved out was night. So even though we experience nights today, that night is on a platform, is on what? Is on a floor of what? Light. Now, for any man to tap from that light, you have to be alive. That means you have to have life. Once you are alive, it means that you are tapping from the light which God has already prophesied at the beginning of the creation. So now, breathing and taking it in, you are taking in everything needed for you to exploit, to be full of light. And the light we are living in, it is full of encrypted things. Even the computers and the gadgets we use today passes light. Everything you see as an alphabet is being interpreted through light. It passes through fibers, and that fibers, it might be wireless, it might not be wireless, but still it will pass through light. It will not take the machine to interpret those lights by 0 and 1, and by that, through the interpretation of that, you cannot read in the word which is well known to you by English or by any language. Every day we experience, and every day that is gone, it is a special thing to every one of us. So once you are full of light, according to Matthew 6, verse what? Verse 22, he said, the eyes is the lamp of the body. So then, if your eyes is clear, your whole body will be full of what? Light. That means, that means a man's eye can sometimes not be cleared. When something enters your eyes, you will be uncomfortable. When something enters your eyes, you'll be what? Uncomfortable. Eyes are something designed in a fashion that is a mystery to God. How many years does it take a man to even create a robot, even part of it? This eyes we see is a special thing God has already made as a plug for us to tap light in his platform called Earth. He has already placed the what? He has already placed a foundation. He has already spread a curtain called light before he begins to create. It is in that curtain called light that he begins to create, and called day and called night. So even if we experience night today, that night is on the foundation of what? Of light. In our next video, I will explain to you more about this, and you understand the encryption of God with our eyes. Love you.